Yeah, that one's on our must-see list. Well, for many people, looking out their front windows reminds them of a love-hate relationship. They love to have a great-looking lawn. They hate all the obstacles that try to prevent that from happening. But we may be missing the true culprit in that landscaping war. This morning, we're getting some help from the founder of the upstate-based Garden.com. Paul Ambrose is here. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Oh, I'm glad to have you here because I'm telling you, this is a problem that we are dealing with in our own yard. It's looking okay because we're not dealing with drought this year, but there are some challenges out there. And you say there are a couple little culprits that are really screwing things up for a lot of people.
Well, there are a lot of things people are looking for. We're obviously active right now on our site with about 25,000 items. But a big problem that you have here in the mountains in the upstate is moles and voles.
Oh, yes.
Lots of pests in your garden that can be problems, but around here, moles and voles are a huge problem. The first thing is determine what's the difference between a mole and a vole.
That was my question. Okay, so what is that?
You're probably not going to see the animal, so the easiest way to determine is to figure out what they're attacking.
Okay.
If your yard is having a problem, if you've got tunnels in your yard and you're seeing that the roots are just kind of coming up when you pull the turf like that, probably it's a mole. But if you're seeing vegetation just disappear, either from your garden or your landscape area, then it's probably a vole. So if it's easy to get rid of a mole, but kind of difficult to get rid of a vole. You can try to trap them and kill them. That's something that people have done for a long time, but the problem is they're rodents and they multiply.
Yes.
So if you kill one, there's probably 10 or even more out there.
So how about a better approach?
The better approach is to get rid of their food source.
Okay.
And so moles love grubs. They love to eat grubs. And there's lots of grubicides out there. You can go out there and quickly kill the grubs. The problem with that is grubs are constantly coming up from the earth. So if you put a grubicide out there, it'll work for about 2 to 3 days, and then after that, they're going to come back. There's an approach. There's a product called Milky Spore. It's a natural product.
This one right here, okay.
Right there. If you apply Milky Spore in your yard, that will actually go out and attack and kill the grubs and keep your yard grub-free for up to 15 years.
Whoa.
It takes a little while to work. Okay. What happens is you put the Milky Spore down, the grubs come along and ingest it. When they do, they die and they create more spore. And it continues to happen over and over in the yard. So the best solution is to get rid of the food source. We recommend a 3-step approach. Try to trap them, kill them, apply the Milky Spore, but for immediate relief, there's a product called Hole Control. Spray that through the yard. It makes the grass unpalatable and penetrates down into the tunnels and will force them probably to your neighbor's yard. But
all right.
That's one solution.
Okay, quickly. I mean, you actually started this business back right before the whole economic mess there. We've got about 20 seconds here. What's your secret to keeping a .com going strong?
Well, in the beginning, we got through the first .com bubble burst because we didn't know any better. We had to make it work. The second recession came along, and people were buying a lot of high-end products, outdoor living, and we have such a broad product range. They shifted into more organic gardening, vegetable gardening, things like that, and we're able to kind of weather the storm that way.
Wonderful. Paul Ambrose, Garden.com is the name of the company. Thanks for the tips on getting those yards looking good.
Thanks for having us.
We'll be right back with news and weather.